If you can seize control of your mornings, you can take command of your entire day. The internet is overflowing with tips on how to start your morning right, but how many of us actually take control of this crucial time we're given each day? After 3 years of experimenting, I'm describing how my 6 a.m. routine looks and how you could improve your morning hours. Most of my life, I was thriving in the late hours and living a life that was fluid and unstructured. But as I began tackling bigger challenges, I noticed I was running into limitations I couldn't overcome. About 3 years ago, I embarked on a journey to find habits and routines that could bring some balance into my life while leaving room for creativity and spontaneity. I've checked countless books, skimmed through hundreds of articles, and put myself through a variety of self-imposed experiments. But what's had the most profound impact is establishing a consistent morning routine. In productivity circles, there's a common practice of identifying your top 1 to 3 tasks for the day, those that demand the most energy and are often the most daunting. It's a solid strategy, but I discovered that my number one task each day had to be prioritizing myself. It's so much easier to respond to the constant demands of others, to overlook the subtle signals from own body, and to stay productive while feeling like a noble, self-sacrificing individual. But even as I did 65-plus hour work weeks, a small voice in my head kept reminding me that I was neglecting something vital, my own well-being. Looking back, I realized that not making time for myself gave me a built-in excuse for not taking full ownership of my responsibilities. If something didn't go right, I could always blame it on a lack of sleep, too many tasks, or not enough time to properly think things through. The real challenge today is sticking to a morning routine, showing up as the best version of myself, and accepting that not everything will always go perfectly. What you see from me is my best effort, and that's good enough. There's no shortage of morning routine examples out there. Some people, like Tim Ferriss, have their gravity boots, Richard Branson hits the waves with his kite, and Tony Robbins jumps into ice-cold water every morning. But those options aren't quite for me. I've experimented and refined my routine to suit my life and give me the energy I need. I found out that most people do the morning routines wrong. They read a couple of articles hoping they could boost their productivity using a fixed schedule instead of taking it as an inspiration and creating their own one, suiting their needs. So most people do it wrong. They treat it as a chore, whereas that should be something that you enjoy and look forward to. And here we go, my morning routine after 3 years of experimenting, which you can use as an inspiration for yourself. I usually wake up between 5 and 6 a.m. without alarms, apps, or fancy gadgets. I've tried them all, but now I trust my body to wake up naturally, ensuring I don't disrupt my deep sleep. I consistently get 7-8 hours of sleep thanks to an evening routine that I'll share in another video. Next, like most morning routines, mine includes hydration. I used to prepare lemon water the night before, but after starting intermittent fasting 6 months ago, it's just plain water for me now, and lots of it. After my mind starts to awake, I go to my dedicated spot where I stretch and wake up my body every morning. Sometimes I stretch in silence, and other times I use an app. I do it now for 2 years. After that, a short meditation with breathing exercises. Lately, I started to also include a free-form stream of consciousness writing that helps me uncover what's on my mind and discover if there are any more urgent tasks today than the ones I had in my mind earlier. Afterwards, I reflect on my life goals, count down the days, and review the plan for the day ahead. Last point to check is reading. Lots of blogs recommends reading in the morning. That wasn't for me at the beginning. Started just recently, I find it a good step after stretching and reviewing my tasks. It's only 15-30 minutes on average in the morning, but depending on the topic, it can really set your day. As a bonus, I want to mention 2 things quickly. I did not speak about food, as due to intermittent fasting, I do not eat anything until 11 a.m. I also did not mention gym, but that is because I discovered my body reacts better with heavy weights in the evening. The rest of my morning isn't as calm. I wake up the kids, take a quick shower, cold if I'm feeling brave, make their breakfast, pack lunches, and then head out the door, usually listening to a podcast or audiobook. This is what I do 7 days a week. There are some variations depending on the day, like longer creative sessions or experimenting with new stretching techniques. The best routine for you is the one you've designed intentionally, one that energizes you and can become second nature. I think of routines as investments. We all know the power of compound interest. The right habits, no matter how small, can lead to tremendous gains over time. And there's no asset more precious than your time. Use it wisely. When you win the morning, you win the day. And when you're winning most of your days, you're on your way to an extraordinary life.